Pringles.
Okay. That would be like, yeah, okay, I'm putting that on the list, man. Never ending.
But if that happened, we may have to start calling round. But
no more short, just Pringles.
I mean, 24/7 Pringles.
Cheddar cheese and sour cream, y'all.
They're like crack. That's a horrible, combination, but sometimes.
Go around. Go upstairs, take your crack. See you later. Bye. All right. Hi.
Hours later, she comes down acting like Jim Carrey from In Living Color days.
Any movie, any show he's ever done? Which one?
I don't know.
Which one?
I mean, yeah, he's very wiry in the earlier days, but in
Fire Marshal Bill or what?
Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill. What was the martial arts instructor? Is like, I'm going to deflect you, but you have to attack me like this.
She does that anyways, sans Pringles.
Okay.
So, that would just be like, I'm thinking like The Mask or something, or like Ace Ventura when he's at that hospital with the tutu and the thing. The button-up shirt and the football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's a great costume idea for the future for her.
I know. We do talk about that. I think we might need to figure that out, actually.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
So.
Hey.
Well, we're past Halloween. We're on to other things.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was good. Just, did the usual thing of, did the work thing, played some video games, watched some TV, all that fun stuff. I didn't mention this to you earlier, but I've kind of gotten back into Rocket League, which I've had it for years, but I've decided I kind of want to learn to play it better.
And
so I'm trying to actually
remind me what that is.
Rocket League is a video game, and it's basically soccer with remote control cars.
Cool.
Or if for you it feels like remote control car because controller. But
right.
If you're in the game, you're driving the car.
To remotely control something. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Right.
Yeah, and you can just go in and just try to whack the ball into the goal, and you can look out. But I'm trying to actually get strategy and whatnot, and play 1 versus 1 versus 3 versus 3. So
that does seem to be a fair fight if you do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a really interesting thing to bring up because I want to talk to you about a version of soccer. It's not really soccer that I learned about this week. I'd never heard of, and I'm usually pretty good about learning about a decent amount of sports. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of tech ball?
No, I saw you type. What is that? I thought you were trying to type in tequila ball or something.
So, that'd be I would play that game probably for sure. So it's 3 sets. Are you watching this? It's 3 sets, and each team scores up to 20 points, and you basically are kicking a soccer ball on a table tennis thing, and the people against you need to not return it, and that's how you get your point. I was like, that's intense. That's pretty cool, but check that out. It's
That's like ping pong with your feet.
Yeah, giant ping pong with your head or feet, not anything but your hands. You don't use your hands, just like soccer.
There's 4 players.
Yeah, there is one-on-one, but this was just happened. This video that I popped up is I, meaning headless. It's just a doubles, but there's the singles match right there. Isn't that crazy?
Horrible.
Dude, not funny.
This is for the video gamers who played Tekken back in the day. This is what Eddie Gordo did, when he wasn't fighting people.
And it's you see how it's a curved table. It's not just flat because if it was flat, it would just bounce up or whatever.
Yeah, so. it'll change. Yeah.
So
that's a weird transition because I didn't know what you were showing.
There you go.
Rocket League has this aspect, but it's not humans, of course. This is 10 times harder. This is what I've been practicing in the weekend,
I just use it for my thumbs, the dexterity. All those other people can just do for whatever. Yes. Right. But it says equipment is soccer ball and tech ball table. But I was like, that's cool. For someone else to play and I could watch, but I'd never heard of it. And
if you're skilled at ball handling, that's actually a great sport for a low budget. I mean, that the table may cost something, but if you know someone who's good with woodworking and can build you a, boat
tech ball table. Yeah. So anyways, cool. I was just that's kind of neat since there's other things and whatever, and just these random whatevers I hadn't ever heard of before. So I wanted to tell you about tech ball.
Things to build in your backyard just for fun.
There you go.
Nice.
Anyways, so yeah. And I know that it's Thanksgiving holiday time, but the holiday past that is upon us. And Short Round officially sent her a letter, signed, sealed, delivered to the big man up in the North Pole.
To the claws.
So there's no turning back. Yes. With all of her random things that she wanted.
A pony is on the way.
If it's postmarked Amarillo, Texas, I'm going to be very upset. I'm just going to say that. So, no, she doesn't want a pony. She wants a baby brother, which, like every time she says that, me and Headless just laugh at her. And then she wants a kitten, which we've already explained to her that that's not happening. So, I don't know. We'll see. And she also asked for a matching pair of purple shirt and purple pants.
Like same color.
You gotta dig deeper, man. Yeah. Like someone's great grandma. Get some like fuzzy mints and a fanny pack to go with it or something. Here. But yeah, that was on her list as well. So
some cat socks as well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she probably, to be fair, probably already has those.
True.
So, anyways,
in this household, yeah.
Yeah. So the list is gone and it's on its way. So we'll see what happens. But
yay!
Yeah. It just made me laugh.
I wonder when Santa actually starts looking at the letters. I mean, do you think he
Well, it's email, so I'm assuming it's probably pretty quick. Or I don't know, maybe like the elves probably take a look first.
Email these
it was an email. Yeah, I mean that is quicker, right?
Where did you add it to?
So actually it was through Macy's, a little bit of a plug thing, but a friend of mine works for a Make-A-Wish and
Santa's
basically this Christmas brought to you by, but if you send like an email letter to the North Pole via their little like link that they donate $1 to Make-A-Wish up to like $1 million. So it was kind of cool. I was like, let's knock out, like
sold out for a cause
or whatever. She just, wrote her little thing and sent it and put her little like, virtual sticker things on it and sent it off and there you go. And then $1. So yeah, good time. But anyways.
We all be leaving out the cookies and milk.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's because we always like home make cookies and then like milk. We have the little, it's cute little
home
whatever
make milk.
Thing. Not milk.
This is for Santa.
Next to the tech ball table out back, we've got our we've got Bessie.
She's really good at tech ball.
I mean, she has four legs, like mate, a big old cow face. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, how do we? I don't even. Oh, there you go. There's Bessie. Yep, there she is. Tech ball, milk for Santa. Yeah. Anyways.
That works.
And we just like do homemade cookies and set them out, and then we do like the carrots, of course, for his reindeer because they are the ones that are actually like dragging the sleigh, so they may as well like as opposed to slaying the dragon, right? Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I said dragging the sleigh, and then I said slaying the dragon. Never mind. Oh my gosh.
Could be a good story for like what the reindeer do when they're not. Not on
dragging sleighs. They're slaying dragons. This is definitely caffeinated, which is needed this morning.
I don't know.
So, anyways, and then speaking of things that are like Christmas.
So apparently you're going to go.
Did you see my?
I did. You're going to another concert?
Well,
is that what you're talking about?
I should have been going to those. So there's a gentleman that I really like who sings songs and plays guitar.
Okay.
And he made an announcement this week that he's doing an at-home concert. His name's Lindsey Buckingham, if I've never mentioned him before.
Not sure I've ever heard of him.
No, you've never heard of him. He's definitely, his face is definitely not on the back of my shirt. Not actual skin face. Just, printed. I don't know why I had to say that. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, Lindsay. Anyways, he's having an at-home concert and it's on the 5th of December. And I'm very excited. And so I bought my ticket and it's like a little, like unique code and you can get into it. I was trying to get into the pre-show, like question and answer session thing, but that was sold out by the time Yeah.
So just FYI, you can't claim to say that you've met him this time. I mean,
I know I'm not, absolutely not, but I've already met him, which we'll talk about later.
Well, I know.
Douche meter. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, that is the 5th of December. And I'm very excited because that'll be the week after we come back from Thanksgiving breaks. So I'll have all the stories to tell you.
Great.
It's like a 45-minute set, and it's just from at his home studio. And I'm very excited
20 minutes in, I got so excited I spilt wine all over my couch and my cat.
I don't drink wine. You know that. Okay. Anyway.
No, I didn't. I thought you'd whine eventually, but no.
I whine like perpetually. I don't drink wine. That's what it is. Yeah. I'm like, you were close.
Everyone likes fermented grapes. Come on, yo.
No, I actually was thinking about that yesterday after our conversation about the antibacterial hand stuff. And I was thinking I might actually be allergic to them because I have this really bad aversion to raisins. That's like my thing that I like hate more than anything is raisins. Yeah. And I always like sneeze and get like a red throat when I drink wine. And I was like, that's probably an allergy.
That sounds like an allergy.
Yeah. And I don't like it either. Like it doesn't taste good to me either.
Initially, just saying like, I don't like it. I'm like, well, that's not an allergy. But saying things started happening to me physically. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that might be like, I don't know, like if it's the process of like the fermentation or whatever it is. But there's something in that process with like the flavor that I don't really care for. Because I like grape juice and stuff, but yeah, raisins and wine and that kind of stuff, not so much.
It is kind of an acquired taste, and there's different kinds you have to kind of find which ones you like. And
yeah. I've tried. I have plenty of friends and family that are wine drinkers, and
But again, if your throat's closing in on you, not recommended. I mean,
like I can't breathe, and I can't.
I'm getting an allergy test this week because I'm going to say it wrong, but acai bowls or acai bowls. Acai bowls. They're fruit. It's like blended.
Yeah, acai. Yeah.
Acai. Thank you.
Yeah. It was like cyborgs. What?
Last
there are robots that were getting me. Yeah.
They were attacking. Last summer, the wife and I went and had one, and then we were shopping around town, and then all of a sudden, the middle of my palms started to itch. And I was like,
"Ouch."
Was I crucified somewhere? I'm just kidding. Yeah. But then I started like felt like I was, my temperature went up and I just felt like I was hot and
like kind of clammy and like uncomfortable.
Yeah,
right.
Like, like you're really red. It's like, okay, good. I thought I was just tripping out.
Yeah.
But then I had my sinuses basically just exploded from there. So I was like, ouch. Yeah. But possibly honey. It was there was bee pollen in there. So it's either that or the dragon fruit.
Or acai, you said?
Not the acai. I've had that since.
Okay.
I don't think it's the dragon fruit either because I've had dragon fruit drinks.
Yeah, honey is pretty specific, but that's one of those things actually where if you have like your homegrown ones, like we have a lot of honey here that is supposed to like help with that. But a lot of times people are like super, super allergic, especially like to the pollen. So. And
that's why I'm getting this test because the wife and I are wanting to kind of like just, can I have a Saturday date night type thing or just venture day? And there's a local bee place, honey place.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a farm.
Yes. Thank you.
Where there's like a bunch of like hives and stuff. Yeah.
There we go. Honey farming in Canyon. And they have, various types of honey, of course, with different flavorings. They also have mead. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool to kind of see the farm, but I don't want to seize up and stop.
Follow to the canyon, call it good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't do that.
Adventure kids, if you're
find out first. Is it one of those like scratch tests where they do like all the things on the back?
I think so.
The environmental allergies. Yeah.
I just said I need an allergy test. So
have fun.
Yeah.
Because then all your back will like show whatever it is. So.
I took the rest. I'm going in the afternoon. I'm not going back to work. So
you're like, all right. When is and that's this week you said?
That's Tuesday.
Next week on Ryan and Rizzo. What exactly is Ryan allergic to?
What can kill Ryan? Find out. Rizzo. Allergic to Rizzo. That's why we've been socially distancing this whole time.
Well, I was going to say, and also but you've also built up your immunity. To me, that's like whenever you're allergic to peanuts, they give you like just a little bit of the taste and then like a little bit more so that you can, get over it. So get over it.
This is little notes throughout the week.
Anyways. I just use grape hand sanitizer and it's gross. All right. Thanks, Rizzo. Bye. My hands burn and my face hurts now. I can't.
I think you actually said it smells like grape asshole. And then I said, wine?
No. Did I say that? I would never say a thing like that.
Just as a joke.
Did I say grape a-hole?
You did?
Oh, I know I did. I know. You're just calling me out. This is why I text you these things and don't say these things. Golly. The fog's going to return. You're going to make me all embarrassed of myself.
That's because you're caffeinating yourself. I need you to step back from that teacup.
Look what I brought today. Speaking of which.
It's your little teapot.
I know. Short and round.
Is there more tea in there? Are you recaffeinating?
Oh, yeah, I'm filling up again.
How many cups is this? I need you to simmer down.
Okay, so
you're almost as bad as PB with his coffee.
But this is like a humongous. This is just my Ryan and Rizzo cup because it like matches,
Excuse me, I think I ordered a large.
Yeah. And so this is my second full of those. But like, teacups are like pretty dainty in general. And this is easily like 6 or 7 of those. So this is probably a good like 3 of those. I'm going to be fun here in about 30 minutes. All right. Tell me about
acting like a hamster in a wheel, but go ahead.
Tell me about Skin Game. I don't even know what that is.
He likes to wear the skin. That is, I'm going to be off of my numbers. I believe that was book 15 of the Dresden series. Then I finished it up. I am now listening to Peace Talks, which is the next in line. I think it's either 15 or 16. I always get off on the numbers.
That's like you'd think after Skin Game, right? You have to go to Peace after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peace Talks, a lot of stuff going on. I've really enjoyed what the author has done with the series because some characters have been taken out of play, but at the same time, they still exist in the world, and they've been the role that they played in the world of Dresden is now being fulfilled by another character, and you can see that character building and developing.
Oh, okay. And you were right, by the way. You were right. It was the 15th. Skin Game was 15th.
Okay, good.
Way to go.
I mean, once you're this far in, it's just the title.
They all meld together. Yeah.
But yeah. When I have to what order were these in? I still look them up every single time.
Yeah.
But Peace Talks is they just released Battleground, which I think is the last book. As of now, Peace Talks is the one before that. So
okay, so it's not like necessarily a conclusion, like a conclusionary book. It's just the most recent one they've released.
Yeah, as far as I know, but I'm just finally catching up to where the author is. Like my brother-in-law, he's been reading the series ever since it came out. Mm-hmm. I started reading the series I think 5 years after it had been out, and there's not the fastest reader because I was reading some. Now I'm doing Audible.
Did you say your brother-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
Does the missus has a brother?
She has a brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
I guess my wife's brother-in-law. I don't know how to say.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's the same. Like, it's fine. That's fine.
My sister-in-law's husband.
Got it. Okay. Because I was like, I thought she had a sister. I was confused. Yeah. So, okay.
So, yeah, him.
Anyways.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the series and where it's at, and I'll probably be listening to some of it today while I'm cooking ribs. Yeah.
You're ribbing?
I got some PB is a child of a cattleman. And so
interesting.
He got some beef and he hooked us up too. So we got some beef spare ribs.
Are we oven? Are we grilling? What are we doing?
I'm grilling. These are different than pork ribs, so that's the downside.
I was like, you're the rib master. I don't know.
I'm not a rib man.
Well, you're good at them. You're pretty good at them.
Yeah. I've been inconsistent recently, but that's because I've been trying new stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be grilling them. Before the show, I was like, yeah, okay. I've done pork ribs on the grill. How do you do it with the beef ribs? And it's pretty similar, except the temperature and the time. I mean,
because you probably go a little bit more lenient with the beef because that's okay if they're not because wouldn't the pork need to be way more done, basically?
Pork, I think, you have to cook it longer to get it slow. I mean, I don't know. I'll find out later today.
And I have no clue, so I was just more.
It'll be about a 3 or 4 hour cook.
Okay.
Low and slow. That's the kind of the approach I'm going to attempt to take. So
tell me about these ladies.
Ladies. Anita's who we're talking about. Okay.
These office ladies.
These office was like,
yeah.
It's like the cats.
Jenna and Angela, those girls.
It is a really fun podcast to listen to if you are a fan of The Office. Okay. And it's off, and even if I don't know if you get anything out of it if you didn't watch The Office, but yeah it's the Office ladies, Jenna and Angela, as you mentioned. And
yes, I was like, there's Angela. There she is. Where my finger is.
Right here.
I know. I was like,
this is Jenna
somewhere.
And I can't go underneath Angela. The barrier stops.
Oh my gosh, brain. We've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I should be able to do this by now, but that's okay.
But they're going through the episodes of The Office. They're talking about it. They're talking about behind this it's all behind the scenes stuff and just their experiences. And they just have this really fun banter to listen to. And especially, is it Angela Kinsey?
Angela Kinsey is the blonde one. Yeah.
She is. It's really fun to listen to her because you are so used to Angela from The Office.
Yeah.
But hearing the real her, I'm like, oh, because she's kind of like you today, very caffeinated.
It's nice to be, put into the same realm as something like that. And I know it's only caffeinated wise, but thanks. I'll take it as a compliment.
You're like that sometime, but yeah, fun. And I introduced the wife to it. She really enjoyed it. So had dinner one night.
Now, do they go episodically?
Yeah.
Okay. Cause that's like,
start off the pilot and then just work their way.
Yeah. That's like Fake Doctors, Real Friends. That's Zach Braff and Donald Faison, the Scrubs podcast.
Was that their approach as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice. And then they have like guest stars on from the show or like the other people that were in the show with them as, people that join them for the podcast every so often. So
they've had that as well so far in this. They've had Rainn Wilson pop on for a little bit to ask him about, I forgot what they asked him about. And then they had one of their props guys come in because there's the episode where Pam and Jim trick Dwight to hide in a box to monitor what's going on. Mm-hmm. But you find out it actually wasn't Dwight it wasn't Rainn Wilson in the box. It was the props guy in the box, and then they swapped out for Rainn and just little stuff like that. Cool behind the scenes stuff, and they'll talk to the props guy. And I think they're gonna have one of their current episodes that I'm not up to yet, but the guy who played Toby Flannerson or whatever it is, Toby.
I don't know. Yeah, I know Toby, like the blonde HR guy who like everyone thought he was like the Scranton murderer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then became the juror for the Scranton murder. It was great.
Yeah.
But you find out he was just a writer for the show. And then all of a sudden he is on the show. And
that's cool.
They kind of mentioned like, so I called him and asked like, how'd you get on the show? I was like, well, basically they forced me to do it. So or the show creator told me to do it. So yeah, that's Office Ladies.
Okay. And then now, and then as far as like other NBC type fun show things, did you finish the whole series of The Good Place?
We did. We watched it. We cheated. We went through Netflix, but we watched
Nothing wrong with that.
We started it about half a year ago, and then just recently, or a few months ago, season 4 popped up. And we just finished that off. So
yeah, I remember Headless and I like plowed through the first season of Good Place, and then we just didn't like watch anymore. I don't know why, because it was great. We liked it a lot, but we just
that's kind of how it was. We went through all the way through season 2 or 3 or so, and then it was like, and then the newest one came out, and so we just kind of stopped for a bit. But there's a lot of things to watch these days. So.
There's never a lack of any of that.
Yeah. And then, the last thing I'll mention, I'm watching some anime, but it's a Greek mythology based called Blood of Zeus. It's on Netflix. I've been enjoying it. A lot of the voice actors I recognize from other stuff, but,
And what's the premise?
Well, apparently Zeus liked to get around with a variety of human ladies, and Hera does not approve of that. And apparently Zeus was not a good father to said children.
Well, I was going to say, isn't Hera his wife?
Yes, his god wife.
Okay. Yeah, I could understand her, trepidation with that of like
but then she
going
goes
around
like,
and whatever.
the deed's done or whatnot, but I want his head. That's, his head now, talking about the child. It's like, damn, girl. But yeah.
Snap. All right. Well, you mean of the one that's not her? Okay. Of like the child that is not hers?
Yeah, because like, the woman that Zeus got with is already dead. Hera got with.
Yeah.
That and by appearing as her husband.
Okay.
Maybe even more fun. But
jeez.
But yeah, she's already dead, but Hera wants the child to be dead now and is now pitting things against him in order to get him dead.
Anyway,
Greek mythology.
Lord, it's like Greek mythology / anime. That's a really interesting / terrifying combination.
Well, it's kind of like Hercules, Hera. I mean, Hercules is the same thing. He is the son of Zeus, but he is not Hera's child. Hera was jealous that Zeus, cheated on her. So Hera curses Hercules to kill his own family. Greek mythology.
Cool. Jiminy. All right. Can we talk about something else that's not as controversial, please?
Yeah, let's go talk about singers who wear masks.
Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't sure how this was going to. That's a nice mask. Good job. Ryan, if you were a mask singer, what would you be? That guy? Okay, cool. Anyways. So I wasn't sure because there were 9 left and they did the top 9 a little bit differently last season than they were doing it this season. So they still had like a final, which we went back to Group A. And so it was, it was Group A last week, but it was still Group A this past week too. And so it was the finals and it was the sun, the popcorn, and then the snow owls, which we talked about before was the first like duet type. It was 2 people in one costume. And so they went through the first 3.
I got lost in the stupid.
It's okay.
Game.
I know. The sun and the popcorn and then the snow owls. The snow owls are 2 people in one costume. They're like a duet.
Are there 2 heads?
It's 2 owls. It's not like one owl with 2 heads. It's not like a conjoined fetus owl.
But it's 2
like
owls,
South Park.
It's a costume of 2 owls.
It's 2 owls in okay, just pop up the picture. Headless, just pop it up. He's confused. See, look, 1 egg, 2 owls.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm thinking conjoined twin owls.
Now I'm thinking about South Park. No, it's 2 owls in a big egg. Anyways, so they went home and I knew who they were after the first week. It was super obvious. If I do this, is this right? Oh, it's right. Cool. So just exactly opposite. Neat. Like boop, boop. Too much caffeine. Goodness, excuse me. So it was Clint Black and Lisa Hartman Black. And I knew from like the beginning that it was them. And his voice is very hard to miss for the most part. Like they knew it was a country singer and like somebody basically, but everyone was like, oh, is it Garth and Trisha? Is it Brad Paisley and Kimberly? Because they knew they were like lovebirds as well. So anyways, bye Clint and Lisa, but they did a really good job. And I'm just putting it out there now that I think the sun is Leanne Rimes. And I'm pretty sure popcorn is either Tina Turner or Taylor Dayne. Because Taylor, do you know Taylor Dayne? You'd know some of her songs if you heard them. Anyways, you don't know by name. Yeah. I know.
I was anyways, that sounds really familiar, but
I've seen Taylor Dayne in concert. No, I haven't met her. But she has a very Tina tone to her. That was a lot of tease. And so like it sounds like Tina sometimes. This is popcorn, and then it sounds like Taylor sometimes. So it's one of the 2 of them. I just can't quite like discern who it is.
Maybe it's both. Because when she's a colonel, it's one of them. But when she's the fully popcorn, it's someone else. That
would be really weird. She's just fully popped. Anyway, this is so weird. Anyways.
It is.
But Sun and Popcorn are the 2 that went to the like top 6 from Group A. And then my assumption, I haven't seen otherwise, is that Group B will go from their like little groupings to their final 2 into the 6 as well. So that should be this week, and we'll see how it goes. But my favorite still in, that's from Group C, that's Mushroom. We'll see how far Mushroom goes. Little shroomy guy.
Tommy Chong.
It's not. Tommy Chong was actually in the Masked Singer. He was the first season.
He was the joint.
He was no, he was like the crazy pineapple guy.
The tree. Okay, pineapple.
He was a pineapple. Yeah, he was. I think he was
appropriate.
Either the first or the second singer to go home. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about ridiculous names and singers, what's your album of influence?
That's really rude. That's just straight up disrespectful.
Album of influence is a ridiculous name.
That's just what we were calling it. And you know what? It's okay. We don't have to talk about it anymore because this is the last week you did it. You made it through just because of that double up, because we should still have one next week, but I doubled up on what was it that I doubled up Wayne's World on? Whatever it was. It was some episode, it was some soundtrack or something. And then Wayne's World was also there.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so we could look back. So last but not least, number 17 on Rizzo's album of influence is Lindsey Buckingham. And this is his, yes, I know. This is his solo anthology. And so you, bless your heart, you left the 53 track giant album for last. But, and this is this is what's the story time? Okay, kids, are you ready? Settle in. This is when Ma Rizzo and I went up to Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, grab your blankie. And it was middle of October. And we'd had kind of like a freak snowstorm during that time. And I remember because we went and we like left that morning and we were just going to be there that night. And then the next day was the concert. So we were just there for a couple of days. This was in Boulder.
What year?
Oh, I'm sorry. 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2018, like October of 2018. And then, because I remember I came back and then I ended up in the hospital a couple of days later and I had to get my gallbladder out. Anyways, that has nothing to do with Lindsey Buckingham, but anyways.
Doesn't it?
And so I wouldn't know how that would relate, but maybe, I don't know. So it was a very eventful few days for me, I have to say. Because I actually had to be taken from ambulance at Short Rounds Elementary School because I basically passed out during her library time. As our library helper, and ended up in the nurse's office, and they had to take me by ambulance to the emergency room. You knew that story, didn't you? I have the stupidest stories. That's okay. I mean, they're fun, they're entertaining, and it's just that's how you live life with these random stories. But anyways, the first part of that is Ma Rizzo and I went up. We were just driving, of course, because from Albuquerque, it's about 7 hours. Easy little drive. I say now.
No,
up I-25 and whatever, and then you jet off into Boulder, whatever. But there was a freak snowstorm, and everything was a little bit better down south. But there's this area in northern New Mexico called the Raton Pass, and this is I have to disclaimer this because Headless has not heard this whole story because I wasn't going to be like, guess what? We almost died. We're here though. He knows about it, but he hasn't heard the whole story. And so we kind of get up there, and then
drinking liter upon liter of whiskey.
Oh,
Ma Rizzo just went cray, was popping.
First of all, I was driving. Thank you.
Vodka, tequila.
Yes,
passing it to you. Drink.
It's like she knows.
Drink.
Yeah, it's definitely tequila. That's right. If you're talking about Ma, sorry, Ma, love you. Anyways, so we're driving through, and you kind of just have to go super slow, right? I mean, because you just can't. I mean, it's snowing, really bad, ice just everywhere, and I'm lucky enough. I have a nice 4-wheel drive vehicle, so you can handle.
You shouldn't go fast.
No, exactly. I mean, and the Raton Pass is notorious for because you can't see anything, and it's just super hilly and all these things, and then of course you're literally right here is a giant thing where you could just fall down over the thing. It's a 2-lane road, and we came around this corner and there was this 5 or 6 car pileup, probably less than a quarter mile in front of us. And of course you can't slam on your brakes first of all, because you're going to go either topple over or do something or swerve off the side of the thing. So I remember kind of getting up to this thing and like picturing and being like, okay, there's a space over here. If I kind of just swerve around, I can maybe bounce off a car and like kind of get through. Cause I was like, well, we're going to get in a car crash. Like this is just what it was. Right. And so of course I kind of glanced at Ma, she's freaking out. I'm like, oh crap, you know? And so we drive to it. And I don't know if it was like the Lindsey Buckingham angels or something, like what happened. I'm not sure. But we slid through next to where the like mountain part was and slid. I mean, I'm talking like less than probably 6 inches from the car next to us and just kind of slid through and slid back over right back onto where the road was. And I was like, I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Like, I mean, I was in control. Like, I wasn't just like, you know, Jesus, take the wheel and like put my hands up or anything. But
Jesus doesn't have a license.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Anyways. And so yeah, we just kind of slid through. And then for the next like 5 minutes, we didn't say anything. And we're like, okay, on to Lindsey. We just
carry on,
drove up for and it was like snowing the rest of the way, and we were like,
so maybe
super
you
slow
should be
driving
Rocket League. I'm just saying,
dude, it was pretty impressive for how crappy of a driver I am. When it like means something, I did pretty good.
You were a stunt driver in Tokyo Drift.
Dude, yeah, I was like, I sort of wish Ma could like talk about this story a little bit at some point, like, you know, and share her experience, because it really did happen. And
I believe you. Yeah, I mean, Raton Pass, that's no place to mess with.
It's no place to mess with.
No place to mess with. I mean,
anyways.
When I was in Colorado last year, because we went up to Denver.
Yeah.
And when we came back down, it was snowing on the way back. But as soon as you got over the pass, it stopped. It's crazy how that area is too.
Yeah, it's like the Bermuda Triangle, like crappy weather. Yeah. Well, that was like when I went to Metallica last year. And then because it was in Lubbock, and I was like, oh, I'll take the long way home and go visit. And we ended up, you know, you and I and the missus ended up meeting for lunch. Mm-hmm. And then I had to drive from Amarillo to Tucumcari with basically, it was just like white, just like white in front of. Yeah, and that was in March. Like that was a random thing too. You know, that's not usually like when that bad weather is, but.
Our area has a tendency of having the freak snow blizzard. I don't know if there would be any kind of blizzard in March or April.
Yeah, cat blizzard, dog blizzard. Yeah.
We often had spring break in college, and then, hey, look, blizzard towards the end of it.
The only thing that I remember that was the freak thing was the tornado during speech camp. Remember that when we were all like helping those high schoolers, and then that tornado came through? Well, you weren't a part of this. You weren't helpful in any way, but you were like chasing the storm. Remember? Yeah. And I was like, could you not like drive into the tornado? And you're like, this is fun. And I'm like, oh my God, don't let me.
I wouldn't drive into it. I would drive near it so I could observe it safely, but be like, awesome.
And meanwhile, there's like 200 high school kids like without their parents. And we're just like, it's cool. There's just like a giant tornado across the street. Let's go inside. Okay.
None of them were freaking out.
Yes, they were. You weren't even there. We were in the basement of the Fine Arts building. And I remember because like part of the windows got like smashed out of our director of broadcasting's office. Because remember, her was like north facing. You don't remember any of that. But and then, oh my gosh, crazy. Anyways, the things we do. So the Solo Anthology, Best of Lindsey Buckingham. 53 songs, 3 CDs, deluxe set. I've known about him since I learned of Fleetwood Mac 97. Started liking him, branched out a little bit to solo stuff, but didn't know too much. Just that I liked him, and I thought he was, you know, nice and fun and everything else. And this was when, you know, that concert I went to was pretty cool and just great. I don't know. It was just great, everything. And I'm not sure because Headless, I gave you a few pictures to post if you wouldn't mind. Because douche meter. Douche meter approaching. Because this is the concert I went to where I met him. I'm not sure if he has. I think I sent you that picture, didn't I? Let's see. Let's see if it's there. Maybe not so much. I thought I sent him one. I'll show it at another time, I guess.
Speak as if it was a Colossus here. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, so there he is. And
this is Buckingham, and this right here, that's Rizzo.
Me. Is that me? Who, what, Magneto, or what is that? Who's that?
That's Ma Rizzo Xavier. Because
she wasn't even at the. She didn't even want to go. I was like,
awesomeness. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah, it was just me. Like she drove with me, bless her heart, and then just like stayed at our Airbnb that night. She didn't want a ticket. I was like, that's fine, I'll go, because I'm one of those where I don't care if I have somebody to go with for a concert, because number one, I'd rather not like waste the money if they don't want to be there, and number two, I don't mind being in a room of 10,000 people. Hey, look, there we are. There we are. Oh, hi. Hold on, wait. There he is. Oh, wait, hold on. There. There he is. Yeah. So anyways, and you can tell from this picture, I don't know if you can really like see, but like how excited I was, because you can see I'm like sweating in the picture. Stop. That's so mean.
Look.
But
I touched Lindsey Buckingham. We're like best buds now.
I remember when I posted this picture, one of my friends called me out and he was like, "Where is your hand?" And I was like, "I'll never tell. That's fine."
That's why he's making that facial expression.
And you can't really like zoom in on it, but he actually is smiling in that picture. He's not a smiley person at all. But that's actually him. See how he's kind of like grimacing a little bit?
Yeah, the left side's going up slightly.
Yeah, that's him smiling. And I was like, I'll take it. I was happy. And like, I couldn't believe it. Like, because I remember
she will not let go of my ass.
The left side's up smiling because the other half's like, could you please?
She's taken 20 pics already. Please God, get her. No,
these were the professionals. Like, we couldn't even have cameras or anything up there. And
she's got a camera in a place I can talk about.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely had one though, but it wasn't going to happen. So I had this, oh man, I wonder if Headless can grab it for me real quick. There was
demanding.
This.
Headless, if
I know.
You need to give a safe word, you go right ahead.
What the safe word is? Help. Just downright help, like nothing else. Maybe I'll show it next time because I forgot to grab it. But there's this little sign that I made for the first time I was going to be close to him at a concert, like second row. And it said, I can't remember what it said. It was like, Lindsey, take a picture with me or something like that, because you're something. Like, I was trying to be nice. And I never got the picture, but I did then. Because I paid for it. We definitely paid for it. Almost like dying on the way up.
I mean,
and literally, I've not even talked about one song on this album. It's greatness. It's wonderful. I have it in many different versions.
That's the day I knew I could be a stunt driver.
And I
was that in the Liberty?
What?
Was that in the Shape? The 4-wheel drive device?
No, that we have a. Oh yeah, no. We have a Ford. Okay. When I had short round up in the belly, yeah, we switched over to the Edge.
Nice. Okay.
And it has served me
because you like to live on the edge.
Another album of influence. Aerosmith, Get a Grip. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Well, only when I'm going to meet Lindsey Buckingham, when I know the end goal, the prize at the end of the focus, you're going to meet him. Just don't die in a fiery car crash on the side of a stone.
What's impressive was how you used the emergency brake and then you skid sideways. Because like you said, 6 inches between the cliff and the vehicle. You didn't explain that you were going forward. You actually somehow shifted your car sideways.
I went sideways, yeah.
You were like doing this to the other drivers, like, I see you, I acknowledge you, but I'm driving on by.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they're just sitting there and I'm like...
That's why Ma Rizzo peed her pants.
Were you there? Like, how do you know these things? I don't think she peed.
I know how you drive.
She had already peed her pants, and then I like did the amazing like stunt driving thing, and then it's okay. Maybe I have maybe it's a career on the horizon, man. Maybe I should be like a stunt driver. Headless is like
not on my insurance.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, we have liability. It's not full coverage. No. Anyways, I will just say this is the last time in the last week of this, folks. As always, it is an honor to be nominated, and thank you for going through this journey of albums of influence with me. And it's fun to end on Lindsey. We started with Elton. We ended with Lindsey. It's good stuff. So.
It's been a journey.
So you need to talk to me about what we should do at some other point.
We'll figure out something that is a whatever you can put in there.
Yeah, let's see.
Words.
Oh, yeah. He releases after Fleetwood Mac gave him the boot. That's the other part of this story. So, anyways, that's when he went on this solo journey. Anyways.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Well, I can play my own music. I think I'll be fine.
And then tell me about your old raggedy guy, too, because I know you have one that you're talking about today.
Guy. To be specific about the old raggedy guy, I'm going to be talking about kind of two-parter. Yeah, Wolverine, but Logan. The series I'm talking about is Wolverine 66. I'm waiting for the page to load. Came out in 2003. This was I believe it was an 8-part issue that came out, but it was this. They're like, here's the kind of story of Wolverine, but let's go to an alternate universe Wolverine, an alternate future, where the Wolverine is the only superhero that's still alive. All the villains joined up together and slaughtered all the superheroes.
And what was the point of that?
Because they're tired of the superheroes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and they just let Wolverine live, or they tried to kill him and he didn't? I'm
going to break a rule.
Okay.
I'm going to spoil something a little bit. But,
cool.
Trying to think. Mysterio and someone else. So someone else who can do, because Mysterio, he's from the Spider-Man verse. He can make things. He was in the most recent Spider-Man movie.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yes, he can do illusions, but in the comic, it's more kind of a mystical. He can do illusions somehow. Who knows how to do it.
Okay.
And then someone else who had telepathy, they tricked Wolverine. At this time, he was in the X-Men mansion. They tricked Wolverine into thinking he was fighting alongside the X-Men of fighting off an invasion of villains.
Okay.
Turns out Wolverine was only fighting the X-Men. He was, in fact, the villain, slaughtering every single of the X-Men in the X-Men mansion.
That's like that not Spider-Man, the Superman thing where he's like gets like tricked into with the mind things.
Yeah, with the
baby and stuff. Yes.
Yeah. And so Wolverine is really hard to kill because he has the healing factor, the adamantium skeleton. He's actually very old. I mean, he's been around since Civil War period.
I mean, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Does not age. And dances like a man.
Anyways.
But so this takes place. Yeah. So in this time period, it's kind of a desolate type Earth. Wolverine lives out in the country. He has a wife. He has 2 children. But the area is run by a local gang, and you can see in the picture. I forget. Right. Oh, yeah, I was right the first time. Nope.
I'm learning. You can't make fun of me for it anymore.
These Hulk-looking type things, like they're green.
Yeah.
That is the Hulk gang. They're literally
actual Hulks.
Yeah, they're rednecks because Bruce Banner.
Poor Bruce.
He kind of got a little crazy radiation-wise, and said, "Well, I need to have children. The only person who can have children with me and withstand the Hulkism is my cousin."
Anyways,
She-Hulk. So yeah,
it's like some sort of it's like the characters in Cabin in the Woods, kind of.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, House, The Hills Have Eyes, type stuff. Anyways. But yeah, so there's these.
Bruce, you're a scientist. No better than that, dude. Do better.
Yeah, and he's gone insane, but you see him later on. But it's just this really unique look at a future that doesn't have to take place. And I say that I don't know what I'm saying, but just kind of a unique look at this, where Wolverine ended up in this one alternate future. So this happened back in 2008. Recently, and by me a few years ago, they actually started writing the comic Old Man Logan, because Wolverine died. Yeah. But Old Man Logan somehow got ripped out of his future timeline and brought back to the present timeline.
Okay.
And so you get to follow his adventures of rejoining the X-Men for a little bit as this old man just going by Logan.
It's like some Back to the Future stuff. Really,
Back to the Future.
He got shot in the mall parking lot, but he actually had the thing on. He read the thing.
It's Back to the Future meets multiverses, because he kind of finds out the future he came from cannot change.
Yeah.
And so, but it's an interesting story, and it was a unique way of Marvel to be like, well, people love Wolverine. We can't get rid of him completely.
Yeah, that would be like,
so they did
or something.
They did Old Man Logan, and then they also there's a character called X-23 who is a clone of Wolverine. She's a female, just as deadly. She took up the mantle of Wolverine for a little bit too.
It was a lady.
She is a lady.
All right, cool.
She's got 2 blades, and she was the girl featured in the movie Logan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is where they kind of get some of the influence for this.
Prize.
That's it for a comic book movie. It's a really serious one, but I'd say check it out. It's really good cinematically.
I'll make you a deal. Okay, you're not going to take this deal. That's okay. You watch Bohemian Rhapsody. This is what I've been begging you to watch. Okay, you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, and I will watch any 2 comic book movies of your choosing. I'll give you 2 for 1, and especially ones that you like.
Okay. I'll do ones that you'll be entertained by because I'll be.
Well, it's okay. Pick whichever ones you want me to watch.
Okay.
Watch Bohemian Rhapsody. Tell me about it in detail. Don't just go to the internet. I swear to God.
I won't go to the internet. I like.
I'm not you, Rizzo. I'll watch it. Yeah. And then tell me which ones you want me to watch, and Headless and I'll watch.
I think it's still on HBO, but yeah.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah, because you need.
That's not a losing situation, so for anyone.
Just freaking watch it. I've been asking you to watch it since it came out, which was like November of 2018.
I need to be in the mood to watching a story that sort of ends somewhat depressing.
Well, you kind of already know. Like, I can't spoil it for you since the story ends in 1991. Actually, and it's almost because what's today? Today's the 15th, right? And he passed away November. We're talking about Freddie Mercury. November 24th, 1991.
So I'll watch it on Thanksgiving.
When you're going into your like tryptophan coma, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Left the family. No, I think it's still on one of the streaming services, but it is on a list. The wife and I both want to watch it. So
yeah, Mrs. Ryan, you should watch it. It's good.
This is Mrs. Mick.
I mean, I'll probably watch it that day because I actually was in, and I didn't even think about it because one of the several times I saw it in the theater was on the day he passed, which everyone at the end of the thing, because there's this like, Freddie Mercury passed away from, AIDS, blah, 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 November. And everyone's like, like when they're in the theater because they realize it's that day. So anyways. On to things that aren't.
I will say Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, yeah, you've mentioned that a lot.
That's one.
Put that on our list.
I'm pretty sure you both will enjoy that.
I mean, we'll probably enjoy all of them. Like, it's just a matter of whichever. But I'll put that on the list.
I'll say this as I am very geeky, so it's easy for me to enjoy such things. But I'm married to someone who's also geek, but different type of geek.
Okay.
And so it's more of like I've learned to slightly think outside the box. Yeah, I was like, is there a story, or are these just a bunch of these characters fighting each other?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not a fan of the Avengers, but she really enjoyed Doctor Strange, and she really enjoyed Ant-Man. But she also loves Paul Rudd. So
yeah, Ant-Man was great.
Can't blame her.
It's like the train at the end is like one of my favorite parts of that whole movie.
Yeah.
And then I've seen Ant-Man several times. Actually, when Headless he won a trip for us to go to Hawaii from his work for being a good boy. We, instead of going and enjoying Hawaii, we sat in the hotel and watched movies.
I did the same thing in California for a little bit. So
it's okay. Yeah, we went out and enjoyed plenty, but I just remember watching Ant-Man in Hawaii. So yeah.
Have you seen the sequel yet?
Have we seen the sequel, Headless? He's giving a thumbs up, and I definitely don't remember seeing it. So maybe he's out with his other wife or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't remember. Yeah, I definitely don't remember.
He watched it with Ozzer.
Maybe we'll have to watch it again. So, but yeah, Ant-Man was great. So,
but yeah, definitely Thor Ragnarok is one of them. I will ponder on what another one should be.
Okay.
Also good with you what you have seen. So.
As soon as Bohemian's under the belt, you just tell me.
Okay.
And then we'll work on some other ones. That'll just give me an excuse to watch some other ones. But then you can watch some other movies that I want you to see.
Groovy.
So okay. And speaking of superheroes, the listing from a lot of the most of the like TV production companies and things like that popped out for TV renewals. And one of the ones that was sort of in contingency, we weren't quite sure, was Lego Masters. Did you watch that at all last season?
I didn't watch any Lego Masters. Assuming is it a play off of the Lego movies in a way?
So Will Arnett is the host, which of course he was Lego Batman. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's actually done by Brad Pitt's production company. And it was really well received. It's a competition show, and it's these groups of people that are just like basically Lego masters, and they come up with these huge like concoctions of whatever the theme is for that week. And it was really, really fun to watch. I didn't watch all of the episodes, Short Round and Head Listed, because they're both really into Legos a lot more than I am. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And so they just announced that this second season of it's coming out, which is pretty exciting. And I know that Short Round's really excited about it. And it was pretty fun. So
rock on.
Yeah. And
it's
then
good that they have a competition show that's like, build with your mind.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, you get these ideas. And then one of the things that was kind of fun with it, when whoever was, it wasn't necessarily like the winning group, but they would put animation into some of the setups. So it was like this little animated portion of how they did like whatever played out in that Lego set would be a part of the show, which was really fun. So they like animated that portion and watched like what would happen. So yeah, it was really neat. And so it'll be fun to be able to watch that again. But yeah.
Nice.
So
rock on.
And then so right after our show ended last week, I mean, it was like within minutes, we got the news about Alex Trebek having passed away. He's 80, and he passed away from that stage 4 cancer that he had been working through and trying to, and it was obviously not like the greatest setup. And he, say again?
Prostate cancer.
Colon, prostate. Anyways. But yeah, here, I can look it up. Anyways, that's okay.
Go ahead, I'll Google.
And so, of course, rest in peace, Alex. Was not like the greatest news to get. We were like super bummed when we found out right after. And so, yeah, because I put, what is This Blows Goats? Like was my topic to talk about the next day, because that was like just sucked. After like some decent news was happening that week. And then all of a sudden it was like, damn, poor Alex. Like he was on Jeopardy for 36 seasons, something like that. I think it was like 84 or 85. And, just like, he's just one of those like mainstays. I say American treasure. I know he's a Canadian. So, just world treasure as far as Jeopardy goes.
Hey, they sent him down here.
It's true. It's true. And, then of course, like, of course, everyone's grieving and thinking like, that's just like, he's an icon. Like, it's just sad to lose anybody, but somebody that, you see on your TV, like every night, for like 35 plus years. And just like the iconic nature of the show itself, Jeopardy, of course. And so that like sucked. But then the kind of question came out of, all right, so are we replacing him? Is this happening? Who would replace him? Of course. And that was a little bit that was happening a lot like this week. And so I wanted to go over just a quick, let's see, little thing. And it says 7 contenders to, and I say replace, like that's not, pancreatic cancer. November. Yep, there you go. Yep. Pancreatic. Okay. And let's see. So there's 7. Oops. Let's see. And of course, the one
who are
you could mention who you thought
new host of Jeopardy.
Yeah. Well, who did you say? Who did you think?
One I've heard kind of the two that, or the one that you had, and then heard another one mentioned, but LeVar Burton would be great from like, or am I saying? I'm saying that right?
You're saying Ken Jennings. Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about LeVar.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I heard LeVar first, and then Ken Jennings I think would be a good.
Tom Bergeron is one because he has a lot of hosting experience, and he's super, like, he's really, just like has a good personality and stuff. And then Alex Faust, let's see. Yeah, LeVar is there. We'll talk about him in a second. I don't know who's that. Oh, Laura Coates. She's a CNN analyst. So she's one of those that's just like, like good. Anderson Cooper would be good. I didn't even think about that. He'd probably be pretty good. Betty White was like a joke one. I suppose if she could, why not? And then, those are the 7. And then You have to let Betty curse, though. Oh, I know that like that. Yeah, I'd watch the crap out of that Jeopardy.
No.
And but anyways, so but LeVar Burton is the one that everybody is talking about like a lot as a potential replacement for him, because of course he was, Geordie LaForge on Star Trek, and then he did Reading Rainbow for like 30 plus years again.
I and twice as high.
Very good. And keep singing, man. And then someone had put out that there's actually a petition to have him be the actual replacement, which I would totally be on board for. I think him, like Ken Jennings for sure would be like a really good replacement, and maybe like, I think it could be smart to maybe at the start of the year, because I heard that the last episode of Jeopardy that Alex will be hosting is Christmas Day. So we'll definitely TiVo that and give it an emphasis. Take TiVo. That's so antiquated. Record it with our DVR type item thing, and take a watch at that for sure. But maybe at the start of 2021, have like a little bit of a round robin where, like a week's worth of games is hosted by one person, and just kind of see how that works maybe. And
interesting.
If I don't produce or have anything to do with the show running of Jeopardy, but if I was, if all the showrunners of Jeopardy are listening, which they probably are, or watching, like just giving them a suggestion, give me a call, it's fine. Or you can, contact us on Twitter or Instagram, Ryan and Rizzo. If they need my, assistance with it, happy to help. So we'll see. But anyway.
I've heard about Ken Jennings because actually, because at first back in the day when he first appeared on Jeopardy and had the long run, but recently he popped up because I listened to Doug Loves Movies a lot podcast, and Ken Jennings has popped up on there often, and he's really fun to listen to game wise. But they were talking about the loss of Alex on that podcast, and Doug mentions like the sad thing about if Ken Jennings became the host is that you wouldn't be able to see Ken Jennings can be a competitor anymore, because that's kind of the fun thing of watching him work.
That's a good point, because didn't he won, because he was like, I can't remember, did he win the GOAT, the greatest of all time Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Or was it the other one?
He won it this year, but yeah.
Okay, because I remember they did like the Jeopardy GOAT.
We got that on
whatever it was. Netflix. Yeah. So okay, cool.
So yeah,
and not to be like a downer, but that just is something that I think is important to mention, because he's like Alex is
awesome. When I believe it was both my junior and senior year, because I lived in a small town, so I could drive home, be there within a few minutes, and so I'd have lunch with my with my parents, my mom and stepdad. And while we had lunch, we would watch Jeopardy, and like we'd all just kind of guess at questions and whatnot. And so it's just it's Jeopardy, and I've watched it with grandparents, and like the wife and I watched it not too long ago on Netflix. So just it's like, this is just kind of fun to have on. So hate to see him go, but
makes you feel smart, and it's fun to run a category here and there.
I knew one out of all of them.
Good job, Ryan. That's good. As long as that's whatever. That's what the fun thing is. But now it makes me want to watch more Celebrity Jeopardy from SNL too.
Shock it, Trebek.
I know. See, now they're up there, and he can say that. I mean, not that it was actually Sean Connery, but he could be up there with. I saw a. It was like a Celebrity Jeopardy, and it was Alex with Sean Connery, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Chadwick. Or maybe it might have been Kobe, but yeah, it was just like, it was really cute. I was like, oh.
Chadwick was hosting.
So, no, Alex was hosting.
So we're gonna make Alex compete now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but like it was funny because Ruth Bader Ginsburg had like 90 million points or something. Like that's a smart lady. Anyways, The Weeknd is headlining the Superb Owl halftime show. So Short Round will be very excited about that. But do you know The Weeknd without the E at the end?
Yes.
W-E-K-N-D.
I think I have one or two of his songs on the machine.
Yeah, it's like Blinding Lights, right? That's one of them.
Probably.
And then like there's some other ones. I don't know, but Short Round's excited.
Should be entertaining. Your Superb Owl threw me off. Is that a reference to What We Do in the Shadows?
It's the Super Bowl.
I know, but...
Oh, no, I've always called it the Superb Owl because that's just like what it is. Yeah.
In a recent in the recent season of What We Do in the Shadows, they are invited to it is actually a Super Bowl party, but the energy vampire doesn't correct them, so they all think it's a superb owl they're about to go see.
Oh, that's cool.
So these vampires show up to a Super Bowl party, and yeah, a lot of hypnosis ensues.
Tea, man.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's one I should probably watch.
It's a pretty good one.
Cool. Anyways,
hey,
speaking of,
all right,
finishing off my tea.
Yeah, what is that tea, yo?
It's a tea. Hold on, see if I can just finish it. There it goes. There's the pot. All finished. Okay, so
microphone.
Since we've only been doing this segment this is the longest running segment on the show, and we're at episode 20 this week. Technically 21. It's crazy, yeah. I decided to be smart and actually show the tea for once, and so I sent the picture to Headless to pop up. But today I am focusing on a tea called, I'm about to drop the cup and then spill everything, so that'll be fun. That's not the name of the tea. It's called Lady of Marliondolen. You all right over there? Oh, are you eating the tea? Nom, nom, nom.
It's a little bitter at first.
Well, if you're eating the leaves themselves, yeah, they need to be steeped.
I'm not eating, I'm licking.
Well, you need to steep them in the appropriate boiling water, silly head. This is a special literary tea that we have at Place Day Tea Work. And so it's a special one that it is a glistening pear rose scented black tea. So there's all the things going on. And I've gotten the question before, and I think you've actually asked me this. It was if you could only have one tea to drink, of all of them, what would it be? And I'm always I can't pick that. Except we're talking traditional black tea, scented black tea, dessert scented black tea, fruit tea, green, white, herbal, traditional, rooibos, all those things. But I think if I had to just pick one, it would probably be Lady of Marliondolen. I know. Escalando. Yeah. Because I really like the floral teas, which we've talked about. And this tea, one of the reasons I love this tea is because it has a really nice natural sweetness in it. It doesn't need anything. It's a quick steeping tea. It's just 3.5 minutes. And it's rosy and sweet and has little pear notes, and it's just great. So there you go.
Delicious. And you said it's a literary tea, so it's named after some sort of literary work.
There is a book
of literature
that there is a group of ladies that wrote. It's called the I'm going to pronounce it wrong. The Faeltheon, Faeltheon. And one of the authors is one of our guests, longtime guests. And so she wrote this, and it's kind of it's like fantasy series, but because we actually have we have Lady of Marliondolen, and then we have Master of Marliondolen as well. It's another tea. They're just complete opposite sides of the spectrum, but Lady M is really, really good. Yeah, and so this is based off that. And then there's also, because remember I told you about when I got you Wisteria White, we have also the Wisteria Tea Room Mysteries, which are loosely based off of my Place Day Work. So
nice.
And Wisteria White is also a literary tea, which is pretty good. It's a Courant tea.
Courant. Sounds better that way. Just admit it.
That's not how you say it. I mean, you go pop onto Google and say, how do you say this word?
Google is filled with lies and is going to be Skynet. So it's just trying to control you.
Sweet Jeebus. Okay.
Who wants to drink Current when you can have Courant?
I don't know what Courant is, so I don't want to drink that. I'll drink Current tea though.
Tastes delicious.
Anyways, but for now I'm drinking Lady M. Cheers.
Lady M. Bloody good. So tasty.
I'm excited about tea for next week because this actually has to do with this set of teas that we did as a special holiday. And so I'm going to go ahead and talk about those next week. It's the 12 Teas of Christmas. I'm very excited. Yeah, and I'll be drinking whatever. I might be drinking one of the ones that is in the setup, but just kind of going through on these special edition. You don't know. This could be, right?
Could be.
I mean, like it could. I don't know.
No, it's a little bit too thick. It'd have to be like bourbon with something in it.
Tea?
That wouldn't taste good. You'd have to find a really good tea to go with the bourbon because the bourbon's going to be really bitter, depending on the bourbon you get.
Like a sweet tea.
It'd have to be a really sweet tea,
like a scented, like let's say like caramel tea or something.
It would be kind of a weird. You'd have to find the perfect balance. You have to find the good bourbon or whiskey. I'll say. Man,
I'm a tea master. I can figure it out.
All right, that's your task.
I'm not a bourbon drinker, but I guess I could.
Because bourbon has that. You're drinking it.
Yeah, it's a little burny.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah. Like let's see what Headless thinks. I'll give it a try with Headless. What do you think? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, he's got that. Okay, so thumbs up. Yeah. Oh man, I messed it up again. Here's more bourbon, babe. Pour tea. Try it again. Nope, this isn't it. Okay, let's try it again.
I take a lot.
Yeah.
So last week I presented to you, and I was going to make you do it live last week, but I was nice.
The movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were going to do food for thought first.
Oh, sorry. I keep looking now. Food for thought. What theme do you have your brain for?
Okay. Yeah. Food for thought, also known as the shortened version of Food for Thought. Rizzo's recipe revival for food for thought. Wait, hold on. I keep getting it wrong. Rizzo's recipe revival.
TFTTH.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rizzo's recipe revival, food for thought for the Thanksgiving holiday. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what we call it around here.
Need some vowels in there.
Anyways, roasted. Something else starts with an R. Roasted Brussels sprouts is what I decided to talk about. And this is actually a recipe that my brother-in-law does a lot, and it's really, really good. It's like a balsamic roasted Brussels sprouts, and basically you take about 1.5 pounds of the Brussels sprouts and you just cut them in half. Make sure you all right over there.
I was trying to eat the Brussels sprouts.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, like hold on this way. They're good. They're really, they're really, really good. And this is just like a stock photo. Thanks, random stock photo thing. But, and then you have, let's see, about 1/2 pound of bacon, and you like cook the bacon first to crispy, right? In like what he uses like a cast iron. So it has to be like oven ready that you can go from like stovetop cooking the stuff like straight into the oven, basically. Okay. This is at 400 degrees, by the way, that you're roasting these. And so you do the bacon, and then once the bacon's done, you take the bacon pieces out, but you leave the fat, and then cut side down of the Brussels sprouts, start just cooking them. And then basically they need to be like crisped up. And then you put you don't put the bacon back in, but you immediately put it back in the oven and then roast them for, it's 15 minutes. But that's basically to get them tender and crispy and nummy. And then once they're out, you toss them with the cooked bacon, and then you can drizzle over a special, like any type of balsamic vinegar, basically. Toss them up, and it's like super simple, but it is the most like delicious way to get your yummy green veggies.
It sounds really tasty.
It's insanely good.
The past few years, I've really started to like Brussels sprouts, and we started off because, we go to the store, we get the steamed veggie, so throw them in the microwave and they'll steam themselves.
Yeah.
And so that's how I started liking Brussels sprouts. Now that I've got the grill, I'll put them on the grill and cook them. But this looks really good. I'm gonna this.
Yeah. Do you have a cast iron pan?
Not a big enough one. I've got one, but it has there's no rim on it to do any good. So chaos would ensue.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
You want them delicious, not gross. But that's just another side for that. And I know that, let's see, because next week is the 22nd, and then we'll be past, because that'll be our last show for a couple of weeks. So we can enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday with our, I don't know what we're doing, but anyways, we'll do some little other random things.
Yeah, we'll have something pop up, but not a full show.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll do that instead. But so I'm finishing off with a special dessert that one of my favorite people in the world, she is a mask maker and a dessert maker extraordinaire, and she shared her family's recipe with me of kind of a interesting, unique desserts. So I'm going to share that next week, and I'm excited.
Excellent. I do like desserts.
Because I do enjoy the sides and the desserts probably more than the turkey, just in general. Like unless it's, doused with gravy and whatnot. But
that's you're not the only one. I do enjoy turkey, but I like it's part of the meal. It's not just the meal. So
yeah, the sides. Yeah, I mean, like turkey's the main show, but like the sides are usually like yummier. So
my brother's doing the turkey this year, and he's been on a meat smoking adventure for the past few months. So I'm
nice.
I am.
Wait, you're not coming to? Are you coming to Albuquerque? No.
Wrong brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. I was like, do a live thing where we're socially distanced, but like in the same room. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would never happen, but that's okay.
In the back with a cat.
Yeah, like you'd be like Dr. Evil.
And a can of Pringles.
That's upstairs. That's not down here. So
I would steal them.
It's all right. What flavor? You like sour cream and onion? You like
I don't know. I just kind of, because of Rick and Morty, because they did some fun, clever advertising. You didn't see it because you watched it on the streams, but on Cartoon Network, whatever station, Cartoon
whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They did advertising for Pringles and Wendy's breakfast, and it was Rick and Morty, and it's really good. I'll try to find you the link, but cool. And the Pringles one is basically like, mix and match flavors. I'm like, that does sound like a fun idea.
That would be pretty yummy.
So,
yep. All right. I'm playing my phone up, not to ignore you or anything like that.
No, I've got mine up because that's where my list is. But
all right, I'm working on mine too.
Last week, and I'm going to try to do something similar like this for future stuff. But I'm still pondering.
Yeah, that's good.
I threw at you as like, what if you are stranded on an island? You can take 5 movies with you, and those 5 movies have to be from the 80s. What would they be? Mine were The Running Man, Tron, Spaceballs, 007 License to Kill, and Coming to America. And it's not like a finite list. Evil Dead
wasn't on there, to be honest. I couldn't believe Evil Dead wasn't there.
I have it memorized.
Okay,
I really thought about it. I was like, I know it so well.
It's just always playing up here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's always groovy.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So anyway.
What's your 5?
I'll
say 5.
We know how well I follow the directions with these things. So I told you last
5, your island sinks.
Well, that's not fair. How is that? That's not even feasible.
Because I said 5.
Fine. Screw you, dude. Okay. I did say Spaceballs. Have you
not heard of Atlantis?
Isn't that like cool underwater stuff?
It was an island that sank.
Anyways, yes, I know.
And now it's
okay. So Spaceballs is on my list as well because it just is like a quintessential
classic. Yeah.
Okay. And then I could only come up with 4, and I'll just tell you the other one. I'll just think about the other one. Just like call it whatever it is. All right. So Airplane is definitely on that list.
Okay. Good one.
When Harry Met Sally is like 100% on the list also. And then one for sure that kind of leads me into our holidays is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which would probably be like number 1 on my list.
Is that 80s?
Yeah, like 88 or 89. I verified.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I double checked because I was like, I was too young in the 80s. I don't like any 80s movies as much as like 90s or 70s or whatever. And then I looked, I was kind of just like scrolling through like the, quintessential 80s movies, popular, whatever. And then I was like, oh, I forgot that was there. And I forgot this. So yeah, so those are my 4. So Spaceballs, Airplane, Christmas Vacation, and When Harry Met Sally are my 4.
You have to choose one more.
I know.
Or your island ends the same way Cabin in the Woods ended.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Merman. Anyways.
No,
so I have 7. I have 7 here that I have to pick between. I will go with Look Who's Talking. It's another comedy.
You just wanted it for that young, sexy John Travolta.
Well, why wouldn't I, right? I mean, hey, that's okay.
That young, sexy sounding Bruce Willis.
It's so cute. Like, it's cute and it's like fun and it's a little weird but quirky and it's a cute movie. So,
are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, lunch.
See, you know it better than I do, for God's sakes. It's just, like that's my way to get my John in there. So there you go. Good time.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So it was just the one that was there, sitting there, and I was going through some of the other ones, and there were some interesting categories. It was like, like 80s sci-fi about foreign countries. I was like, okay, that's very oddly specific, but whatever. Yeah. Specific. But no, one of the ones was like children's animated adventure or whatever, like children's, fantasy adventure ones. And so I wrote down Land Before Time, Brave Little Toaster, Neverending Story, and An American Tale. And I was like, those are the movies that are like masquerading around as these cute children's movies that like ruin you. Like for the rest of your life.
If you took Land Before Time to a private island with you, or an island where you're alone, you're going to kill yourself.
I was going to say, and I didn't put that down as those, but I kind of like looked because those are ones that I watched all the time, like in that sort of formidable age range, And I was like, oh my gosh, those are supposed to be like cute, sweet movies, but they're like, I think about them still and it's just like ruins me. Like An American Tale where like the parents are on the one thing and he's like right below, and then we're not going to even go into, Neverending Story. Artax! Anyways, yeah. So remember the horse in the mud thing?
The one that really got me was Land Before Time.
Oh, I'm not even talking about it because it's just like ridiculous.
I mean, the other ones end. I mean, Land Before Time ends happily, but apparently they kept making them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
They never get to the Land Before Time.
I mean, I don't know. It just was. Yeah.
Brave Little Toaster was it was one of those I was kind of mixed on, but yeah, it's
weird because like they treated him so poorly, and then they had to like figure out what they were doing to even like be, survive whatever they. Shouldn't, if you're a little tiny toaster, you shouldn't have to do that. Anyways, Hey Ryan, I have a question.
What's up?
What's your color? What's your color?
Apparently, it's if you go into a hex file and you type my birthday backwards.
Oh, did you already figure it out? Well, of course you did. I know. I mean, you would have seen it. Yeah, I was just playing because one of my friends was talking about it. And we're not going to like post the birthdays or anything. It's just the colors. But all right, okay, headless. Well, let's do Ryan's first. I believe Ryan's is this like really pretty. No, that's not Ryan's. That's yours. That's okay. That's headless's. The one that looks like baby diarrhea. No offense, babe. So that's headless. Oh yeah, he even says it up there. Headless engineer. Oh, Ryan's is there. And mine is this like headless eggplant type purple thing. Yeah, headless is that one. And then short rounds is that like really pretty like navy blue that's sort of like below where I'm at. And then you and Ma are on the same screen over there. Hers is Rizzo adjacent, but a little brighter. So there you go. That's your color. Your color's nice. I like it.
At first I thought this was here's how I figured out the mystery. Because I saw them posted in our Discord where we keep notes. But I was like,
I read things.
Mine's greenish. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's just, picking colors based off of your birthstone, because birthstone for my month of birth is emerald green or emerald.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe that's it. But then I looked up headlesses. I'm like, well, because it's October, correct?
Yeah. Topaz in theory.
Yeah. So I was like,
kind of.
Really his color?
Yeah.
And then I looked at the other, like, no, okay, that's not. But then I saw I'm calling it the wrong thing, but the hex dialogue, it's, if you're working in Photoshop, something with colors, and colors have a number, that's where I noticed the pattern, number and letter sometimes.
Mine's like evil purple.
Yeah, they're all dark. So I'm thinking that has to do with how the numbers.
No, yeah, because like Ma's is not even like close to ours. Nor is short rounds, to be fair. Like ours are pretty close.
Yeah, like headless is technically the brightest one. If I'm, the
brightest like turd color
because it's higher. It's so many.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Ours are like lower. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it's like farther over and it's like on the side, but it's higher up on the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's farther away from the black is what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
For those listening at home.
Yeah, because it's like the spectrum. It's like has like the blackest of that kind of color pattern is like basically like lower right. Mm-hmm. You go over and then it gets the gray to the white that's like upper left. So and ours are all right of center south of like middle axis, basically.
So many colors.
Yeah. And I do have to say, it made me laugh where you think about like where you find your partner in life and how they're, you know, like sometimes they have similar qualities to your parents. And Sir Rizzo's color is like almost identical to Headless' color, even though it's like vastly different number, of course. But I was like, oh, okay, you guys.
How convenient.
It works. So anyways, yeah.
Rock
There's
on.
your color. That's your color.
That's your color.
And we welcome you to
Yay.
find what your color is too, folks.
Yes. Go
We'll finish
online. Type in what's my color.
We'll finish up pre-Thanksgiving type NAMIs next week and figure out some other things to talk about because I need to be influenced by other things.
Influential things. And as you mentioned earlier, we are taking a break from a full show, which will be the 29th show. So we'll post something. It just won't be a full show. It'll be some sort of bit, or I don't know, maybe do like a quick tea and superhero thing and be done, or something like that. So
banter it up anyways. It'll be a little abridged.
Little jabbering, thankful jabbering. Your post.
You know, we could. Well, I have an idea.
Post Black Friday, pre Cyber Monday.
I was thinking about that when we could, because we're going to do a new segment with the holidays leading up for the the worst possible toys you could ever find for yourself or your child. We already have our list pretty much set up because there's some ridiculous shit out there.
Really
so
weird ones.
Yeah. Anyways, we're excited to talk about that. But Ryan said we had to have turkey first. You sound like Headless, dude. It's all right. Whatever.
Well, the wife mentioned the other day, she was like, I was actually thinking about getting at the Christmas decoration. I was like, I won't stop you.
Lucky. Oh man. Yeah. I'm not allowed
it's
to.
It's going to be one of those like, it's one of those, we have traveled for Christmas the past few Christmases because we usually would go and see her family.
Yeah.
And so before COVID even happened, we're like, we kind of want to stay home this year and just do nothing and just have a staycation that way. Because like when we do travel, we don't put up a tree. I put up a wreath and then I put the ornaments on that so that it's harder for the fur demons to access. But this year we're going to put up a tree and then I'm going to bust out the Nerf gun so that I can fight them off. Which you
can valiantly protect.
I'm trying to think. I thought
so that holiday type things. Yeah. What?
Yeah, my nieces and nephew bought a few years ago. I was like, I can't squirt the cats when they're towards the tree because there's lights, and so they bought me a little Nerf gun.
Perfect.
It's fun.
Sort of other way to ward off the crazies.
Which it doesn't really ward them off. They just kind of stare at the dart, and then they start playing with it. I'm like, well, it kind of worked.
Right. So. That's how like Daisy. Daisy couldn't care less. She's just hanging. But Kit Kat, like it's not even like the tree itself per se. It's the like tree skirt. She likes to like get up and under it, and I'm like, what are you
Cora
doing?
Does the same thing. She's like, this is my place to sit now. It's like,
I got to be careful though because I said her name, and she's gonna be like, what? Mom, I'm here. Hi. Yeah. All right. Let's Bumblebee tuna this thing.
Do it.
Bumblebee tunas.
We have places that you can contact us at, such as
Ryan
our socials.
Yep. Instagram, Twitter. And then we have ryanandrizzo@gmail.com.
And if you're listening to us on Anchor, there's a feature where you can leave a voice message if you feel so inclined. That could be opening up a can of worms. I think that's on there. But yeah.
Ryan and Rizzo is a part of the Musing with McWillie Creative Network. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan and Rizzo. For more info about the show, go to McWillie.com/podcast.
I like to do the blah blah. McWillie.com.